Hello, friends and science fiction fans. Right, another book haul for you today from stuff I picked up in early September. Oh man, it's been crazy. So many books. But yeah, it's a slightly different one today, in as much as all 44 books I'm going to show you are from the same publisher. Now, anybody who's taken any notice of my dribblings over the past couple of years will know that I'm a very big fan of door books. Door books began publishing in 1972. As far as I know, they're still publishing. I might be wrong on that, but I believe they are. And they were started by a very well-respected editor called Donald A. Wollheim, and the name of the publishing company used his initials DAW for door books. Now, back in those times, I lived in London, and we had several import shops there, and all these door books came over, and I bought them. They came out at the rate of 4 a month, and I bought them all. I can't remember where we're up to, but certainly I remember the first 100, which I tend to concentrate on in the collection. Probably past the 200, I would think. And so I decided, for nostalgic reasons, that I would start a project. Now, there's nothing us collectors like more than a project, and that project was to collect all 580 of the so-called door yellow spines. Now you'll hear a lot of book haulers refer to them as yellow spines for obvious reasons. Now, as I say, there were 500. I mean, there's a lot. There's over 1,000 of these books, but the first 580 were all yellow spines, which are the ones I'm interested in. It's the biggest project I've ever undertaken, simply because many of the sellers on eBay are asking increasingly daft prices for these. You know, on average, you can go from 6 to 10 quid plus postage. So, it might seem like absolute madness on my part, but as the Cheshire Cat said to Alice, we're all mad here. So there you go. Okay, now as I say, I've got a few to get through. So there are three reasons why these books are nice. First reason is that they're numbered, which makes it nice and easy for us lunatics to collect. Secondly, they have very nice artwork. And thirdly, they have these nice distinctive yellow spines, which unfortunately, now I don't know whether it's through sunlight or age, some of them go a bit greyish and they don't look quite as nice, but it's just a hazard that you have to put up with when you collect these things. Right, so now the best way to buy these is in bundles if you can get them, which is what I did with these, and they came from three separate sources. So without any further ado, we'll burn through them. Right, this was an odd one I bought offline just the other day. Number 53. As you can see there, the spine's a bit faded. I mean, that's sun damage, because you can see the red's faded there. But actually, these annual World's Best SF are not the easiest ones to find, so I was quite happy to get that at a reasonable price. Okay, now the rest, as I say, came from three separate sellers. Now, amazingly, these next 8 I'm going to show you actually came from a charity shop. Very rare indeed that you find a batch of door books in a charity shop. At least it is for me. living in the northeast, and so I was absolutely delighted when I came across this little lot. I did a lot of series of books, and this particular one, I think there were 11, of which I managed to snag 8. Then they did year's best fantasy, year's best horror, the SF best ofs that I showed you there. And then they did gore books by John Norman and Dre Prescott, which I'll show you later. And yeah, they tended to do a lot of these type of things. Anyway, that's as it presents, as you can see there. That's number 2, and that's all stories, as you can see, from 1940. These were just a couple of quid each, by the way, from a charity shop. I was absolutely amazed to find them. Number 4. These are later numbers. These are in the 400s and beyond. And we have number 5. Again, all of these nice yellow spines. So for 2 quid, I was very well pleased. As you can see, they go year by year in the 40s. Stories that you don't, see around so much. And number 8. It was the condition of these that amazed me as well for the price. Number 9. And finally, number 10. Now, as I say, there were 11 of these, so I'm missing 1, 3, and 11. But I've no doubt we will find them eventually. Now, the next little bunch, a guy had the complete run of the Dre Prescott books. They're in yellow spines. There are 31 of those. Now, I already had 14 of them, and he didn't sell it. I mean, they were up for a semi-reasonable price, not great, but he didn't sell them. So I mailed him and I said, would you be prepared to get the other 17 out that I need, and I'll make you an offer for them, which he did. So I think I paid, with postage, about 85 quid for the 17, which, it only works out $4.50 postage paid, which, to be quite honest, is fairly reasonable for online books. So yeah, this is Dre Prescott series by Alan Burt Akers. Was that EC Tub? I can't remember. He sued him for. So yeah, it was Sons of Scorpio. Sword Ships of. Manhounds. Arena, that's a nice cover. I mean, most of these were in nice condition spine-wise. Those first ones certainly are. Flyers of. I've never read any of these, so I've no idea what the quality is like, but to complete my collection, I was happy enough. Armada. I think there were only a couple of these with faded spines. Tides of. Nice cover. think that one's by, just got to look this one up, I think it's by Josh Kirby. Yeah, I love Josh Kirby. I could normally, excuse me, I could normally spot a Josh Kirby from a mile away. Yeah, nice. I think, sure about that one. Yeah, that's Josh again, so, so I lied. I can't spot them from a mile off. I had to look that one up. Okay, now that's one of the few that was in slightly faded, but it's nothing to worry about that. More Josh. Very nice. And that one's not Josh. Looks like a Michael Whelan to me, is it? No, Richard Hescox. I like the clouds. Skimpily clad. Lady's not that bad either. Right, so that's another nice one. Right. Now this is where, where weirdly the author's name changes changes on the spine. The Prescott. Obviously that's the character's name, so I don't know why the author's name disappeared all of a sudden, but there you go. And these are some of the later ones. In fact, these four are all the last four. Nice cover. I like clouds. Who did that one? By Dre Prescott, as told to Alan Burt Akers. There you go. That was our friend Richard Hescox again. Tons of slightly not too bad. Only say 2 out of the 17 was slightly faded, but I can live with that. And that was the very last one, which is a very nice cover. I'm glad to report, and that would be by our friend Richard Hescox again. I'll have to look him up. He looks good. Right, so that was the last of the Dre Prescott series. So I have a complete run of those now. Excuse me, but I'm getting a dry throat already. Right, that's better. Okay, now this next little lot I was particularly pleased with because they all came from the same source, but they all happened to be in the first 100, which delighted me no end. There are a few faded spines, but I'm willing to put up with that. Right, so let's have a quick look. That's a very early one, number 3. Some of the very early ones are tricky to find, but weirdly, some of these earlier ones were actually imported to the UK. You often find them with UK price stickers on, so I don't know why they're so scarce. But I'm finding that the earlier ones tend to be a bit more pricey overall. That's of course Kelly Frias. Spot him a mile off as well. Anybody with a practiced eye could spot him. Right, that's number 7. Yeah, that one is slightly faded, as you can see, but you can still see it. It's number 7. I think that's Kelly Frias. Yeah, Nice yellow spine. This is one I see a lot online, and people people are wanting £7 for it. This little batch I'm going to show you now, I think they averaged out about £4 each, postage paid, which ain't bad. Again, nice spine. These you notice that these are very thin. John Brunner. Not necessarily the perfect fit for door books, John Brunner, but he did a couple, or a few in fact. Number 23. Here's one you see quite a lot online, but again, people are wanting like £6 plus for it. John Jakes. Got a slight mark there, but manageable. Got a half decent spine anyway, so yeah, no worries there. Right, here's another Kelly Frias. Nice yellow spine. I mean, when you see these earlier ones, you appreciate the artwork on the first couple of hundred was particularly outstanding. With the likes of Kelly Frias and Josh Kirby. And this is it's a slightly faded one, but this is what attracted me to them back in the day. Another one you see around. See what I can do about that sticker. Other than that, in very nice nick. Like that never was. Kelly Frias again. In good order. Yep. And here's good old Kelly again. Rhapsody in Black. That's one of the. Is it one of the? Yeah, it's one of the Hooded Swan series. I think there was 5. Granger, Hooded Swan, I forget what they called them. So I think there were 5 in that series. Oh, here's our old mate, John Brunner again. The end of time. I mean, John Brunner wrote a couple of massive tomes. Sheep Looked Up, a couple more. And these seem to be very slight. So I assume these were his lesser works, but nevertheless. Chris Foss, that one. I would never have known, but that's what it says. Right, here's more Kelly. Good old Kelly, love him. Pritchard Mass. Of course, Kelly Frias does a lot of faces, disembodied faces on his covers. That series of laser books I showed you way back, all with Kelly Frias covers, and they've all got a floating head. Right, Michael Kearney there. Interesting cover. So they did experiment. Apart from using well-known artists, they did experiment with their covers as well, which was a nice touch. One's by. Oh, it makes a liar of me when I said I can spot a Josh Kirby. That's a Josh. Not typical of Josh Kirby, I have to say. Nice yellow spine. Oh dear, John did do a lot of work for Dore in the early days. And see, that's a Califrius. Again, another slim book. I haven't read a lot of Brunner actually. I'll have to get round to reading some of his stuff. Now here's an author that we fantasy fans will know very well, Andre Norton. Very prolific in the fantasy field. Can't say I like that cover much, but Jack Gorn. But very nice shape, so I might argue. Right, we're down to the last couple now. There's three in that particular series. One eye, two eye, and three eyes, or three eye. I forget what it is. So very nice. That's an unusual cover. I don't recognise the artist. Oh, it's Tim Kirk. Another artist I quite like. But again, not typical of his normal work, I would say. Oh, it's a great cover. Love this one. Dancing dogs and skulls. How could you not love that? I'm not sure who did it. I'm probably going to be shamed here. Jack Gorn. Now this has got, weirdly enough, I don't know if this is pucker or what, but it's got, see there, it's got Ken Bulmer in the side there. Actually, he might have been the Acres bloke who did all the Prescott stories, now I think about it. I always get mixed up with Ken Bulmer and E.C. Tubb for some reason. I don't know why, but yeah. It's one of my favourite covers actually, I love that one. And then last but not least, we have number 84, Singularity Station. Bit faded, but the rest of it's very nice. And that cover was by, I don't recognise the artist. Oh, our mate Chris Foss again. I think this must have been some of his earliest work, because this one's dated 1973. Didn't know he'd been around that long, to be honest. Yeah, so that was my little haul of Dore books, which made me very happy. I did actually pick up some other stuff, but I thought I would just leave this video as a Dore special, because I love Dore and I love specials. So there you are. Okay, folks, so I think that knocks me up to about 281 Dore books now, so I'm just 9 short of being halfway. But that's not bad going in itself in less than 2 years. So yeah, I look forward to getting the other half. Yeah, I've got a few coming in the post, so that'll knock me up to nearly 300. So only 280 to go. Oh joy. Okay, folks. Well, I'll not carry on any longer. I'll leave you all in peace, and I hope you enjoyed that one. And thanks for watching. Please do comment if you're a Dore fan like me, or any sort of fan, and continue to share and do whatever you do. So until next time, thank you very much for watching, and goodbye for now. Bye-bye.